Jai Shri Ram friends, I am Anand Rajadhiksha and you are watching my English YouTube channel, the Anand Rajadhiksha podcast. Friends, you have seen the title, the thumbnail rather, and I wonder if you have realized the seriousness of the subject. Let me explain. Farhad Hakim has been a minister in Mamta's cabinet. Now he is the mayor of Kolkata. He is a person who is notorious for his controversial statements. He is the person who said that there are many Pakistans in Kolkata. Same person. Okay. Now he has said, I am giving the link of his video below in the comment section. Not in the comment section, below in the description I am giving the link of his video where he has made a speech. He has made two statements. One is to divert, and one is a real statement of his intention. Where he talks of becoming the majority one day, that is a bullshit diversionary tactic. What he is actually talking about, what he is really serious about, is where he talks about getting into the judiciary, crowding the judiciary is what he is really talking about. He is saying that get educated. And he is not asking them to be doctors or scientists or engineers or architects or anything. No, he is asking them to get into the judicial system and become judges so that they can give decisions. Okay, you know the rest. So, you want to call that justice, you can. Well, they did not think that, the Ram Janmabhoomi temple verdict was justice. They didn't think so. Although it was an open and shut case. And there are so many temples, and everywhere it is basically what we see here is an authoritarian thought and arrogant self-righteousness is all I can say. Where they think that whatever they have thrust upon other people, whatever injustice they have committed is in fact justified because they say it's a diktat from high above. They are free to believe it. We should be free to dispute it, okay, and dispel it. Only then justice will be done. Now, what he has said is actually, he has reiterated what Akbaruddin Owaisi said a few years ago. I have a video of Akbaruddin Owaisi wherein his a Hindi video wherein he is addressing students, and he tells them that if you want to go in for higher education, you want to become architects, doctors or engineers, MBA, do so at my expense. If you are not capable, if you are financially weak, do it at my expense. This Akbaruddin Owaisi will pay your fees. Fine. Noble sentiment. But then he says, I have a condition. And what is that condition? I am allowing you to indulge your fetish. No, please indulge a fetish of mine, pass the IAS, appear for IAS and pass it. Now, he is not forcing you to, he is not saying that, passing IAS is compulsory, but appearing for IAS is compulsory. Since he has met your condition, you have to appear for the IAS. And he is confident that since you are qualifying for a highly competitive exam, you have the capacity, the caliber to qualify for IAS also. I won't say he is wrong, because these exams are also highly competitive and require a high caliber. So, if you can qualify for these exams, I am sure you can also qualify for IAS. A reasonable expectation. He doesn't say that you have to pass IAS. No, he doesn't say that. And even without having ever met him, I can assure you on his behalf that if you don't qualify for the IAS, he will not hold it against you. Instead, he will help you settle in the profession that you have qualified in. On his behalf, I can tell you, I have that much confidence in him. Okay. No, I don't. I have no love lost for him, but I can judge his character, and I can tell you that he will help you settle in life in the profession that you are qualified in if you do not qualify for IAS. But if you do qualify for IAS, then that is where the Mephistophelian bargain is. Okay, or Owaisian bargain. What is the Mephistophelian bargain? You can read a work called Faust or Dr. Faustus. So, that is where he says that you should get into the system. You should pass IAS, become an IAS or IPS or whatever government office. He says, because I am fighting for the community from outside, and I want people who will fight for the community from the inside of the system. So you become the warriors who will fight from inside. You do that. A government servant is expected to discharge his duties impartially, and he is asking you to be committed to Islam in the discharge of your duties. Where does this match? But well, he says that and gets away with it. Probably because there were no linkages. But just you imagine, if you have collectors and other higher ranking secretaries, under secretaries and what have you, and they make some controversial judgments and get some resolutions passed and whatever. And if you challenge them and you come up against a Muslim judge who subscribes to Dr. Farhad Hakim's ideology, where do you land up? That's the power that they are talking about. Same thing that Dr. Sir Syed Ahmad had talked about in establishing the AMU. He said, get into the system. The British are not going anywhere. So you get into the system and get to rule Hindus again. You can't rule the British, but you can rule the Hindus. For that you require education. He did not talk about becoming doctors. He did not talk about becoming engineers. He did not talk about becoming scientists. No, he talked about being rulers. Because that is all Islam can do. They just want to be rulers. Now, whether that is good for the country, whether that is good for the population, or whether that gives justice to the population, immaterial. That doesn't bother Islam. So we have to rely upon the history of Islam in India. If Islam was ever just, because now we are talking about judges, we are talking about justice. And if Islam was really just, then there was no reason for Shivaji Maharaj to come about or become established. The people would not have supported him. If Islam was really just, okay, if they really did justice, the population would not have stood by Shivaji Maharaj and risked their lives in supporting him, or given their lives, not just risked, sacrificed their lives in supporting him. No, they did that because Islam was manifestly unjust. Okay, so that is exactly what we are talking about. It is not a fair system for us. It is not gamed fairly against us, and in fact it is gamed against us. Let us be clear about it. So the only way to keep democracy in saddle is not to let demographics skew it and screw it. No, let keep democracy alive by maintaining the balance. And you have seen where they are trying to skew the balance, demographically, otherwise, and now getting into the system and skewing the demographics of the system, of justice system. So you see, do we really have Hindus who become judges? No, I am not asking them to be committed to Hindutva. No, I don't expect that. But are they even committed to justice? We see the kind of judgments that we get. You judge on the basis of that. So, and you see judges recusing themselves in the cases of where the cases against gangsters are concerned. What is that? That's courage. Anyway, interesting times. So keep that in mind. And yes, I'll end up here because I promised that this will be a video less than 10 minutes. So it is approaching 10 minutes. I will conclude here because I said what I wanted to say, and I hope it has been clear to you. Kindly share the video with your friends if you agree with the thought, and I request you to subscribe to the channel. Channel also is very new. There are a few videos here. So I am trying to add to the content, and I am sure that you wouldn't have gotten this kind of content anywhere. So if you appreciate this kind of content, I request you to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram.